When Candace Stand on Business Owens, regardless of whether or not you like her, when she says that she has found out things that are so disturbing that she is going to stop reporting on it, that is a problem. Last night I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw a video of Candace Owens talking about how there are things in Diddy's case that are related to Michael Jackson's passing. And I got chills, bro. And I'm just like the rest of y'all. I want to see justice served, all that, this, that, and the third, and I'm nosy. Just be straight up with it. But I'm not that damn nosy, because what we might find out from this case, it really might damage us. It really might mess us up in the head. It really might keep you up at night. And quite frankly, I rebuke that, because that's just so out of left field. Because if you're talking about Michael Jackson, then who else? What else? I don't want to know. I don't want to sit up and think about that, because this is just one person. And we all know, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist or nothing like that. We all know that it's thousands of them. Thousands of Diddys, millions of Diddys, maybe, I don't know. And quite frankly, I don't think that mentally I can take listening to those kind of things or hearing what might come from this. So as far
Holy smokes, you're not going to believe this, but there is, in fact, a Diddy and Michael Jackson connection. Yes, the lawsuit that we have been covering and following, so much being revealed. You're not going to believe that somehow it is connected to Michael Jackson and his death. And I gotta be honest, I'm kind of terrified. I think this is gonna be the last day that I cover it, because we're getting close to something that is very dangerous. All right, so I wasn't kidding at the top, guys. I am probably not going to cover this anymore, because it is definitely getting a bit terrifying. Obviously, we covered this. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch. I believe it was Monday's episode. But yes, the Diddy lawsuit is absolutely crazy. Full stop. What if I told you guys that it is about to get even crazier, that there is directly a link to Michael Jackson's death? I want to be clear that when everything was going on with Michael Jackson, the lawsuits, his death, I thought that we were in full conspiracy theory territory when people were saying that Michael Jackson was killed. I actually know a lot of people that are in the industry who believe that Michael Jackson was killed, and I just thought it just sounds too whacked out.
Now, Owens claims the man who allegedly covered up Diddy's son shooting somebody was Michael Jackson's head of security and was at the scene when the King of Pop died. Considering the fact that Owens sounds downright terrified while covering a subject, it is definitely a little suspicious.
To tell the masses that Michael Jackson was a raging anti-Semite. It is a fact, by the way, that Michael Jackson did keep a list of people in the industry that he said were his enemies, okay? On that list were people that all happened to be Jewish. So it was lawyer Gloria Allred, music exec Tommy Mottola, Rabbi Shmuley Boteach, you may have heard of him, and I'm going to mention him later, Israeli illusionist Uri Geller, and also Michael Jackson's former manager, Dieter Wiesner. Now, to be clear, it was Dieter himself that revealed that Michael Jackson had this list, but he says that Michael Jackson was just paranoid, that Michael Jackson thought that these industry people were all colluding to try to ruin his life and to take over.
Owens also revealed that Michael had a bunch of enemies in the industry. The singer believed that some people in the industry wanted full control over his life and career. So maybe, just maybe, Diddy was one of them. I mean, he did try to trap Kanye in that conservatorship, right?
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because you listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody to kill Pac? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Because you listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody to kill? But no, you do it like a journalist. Yeah, no. I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense, which we never believed, by the way. Yeah, thank you. You know what? This won't be the first time that Diddy's been accused of something like this, considering the fact that a lot of people think he was the one who ordered the hit to kill Tupac.
Big was leaving the label. Big wanted his marketing back. Big wanted his publishing back. So he found out as being an artist, yo, the money is in the publishing.
Not to mention the fact that Diddy's own ex-bodyguard has gone on the record to talk about how Diddy was definitely responsible for Biggie's death.
How you feel about the people that say Biggie was asking for him coming to LA so soon after Tupac got killed and him getting on the radio rapping Long Kiss Goodnight?
Man, you could get 100 people in the room, and out of the 100 people, probably 3 would say it was all right for Big to be in LA. 97% of those people would say he had no business in LA at that time. We all knew that. Why would Puff rent studio time? Come on, man, look. You gotta look at what people do, man. You know Pac just got killed. It ain't no kind of business Big was doing. Big couldn't even walk, he couldn't run. They was pushing him around in a wheelchair, brother. Why the hell would you rent studio time at LA for him to finish your album when in fact you got your own studio, Daddy's house? Let's keep it a buck. Let's stop this bullshit, man. Let's stop doing these interviews, man, about this shit. Cause people ain't getting it. He did not want the beef with the Crips. Puff ain't want the beef with the Dog Pound, Snoop them or whatever. Big started that beef. You understand what I'm saying? Puff ain't want none of that beef. So what I'm gonna do is, y'all want the sheep? I'm gonna put him out the pasture. Catch him if you can. If you got that wolf in you, catch him if you can. Why in the hell you would put your man in a situation by sending him to Cali to work on your album? When you know, not his Nimitz, but your Nimitz was just murdered by niggas that you was running with. Why would you do that? Oh, they just wanted to do business. Business my ass, man. No homo. Because you know how some of these niggas out here be thinking, right? They hear that. Keep it real, man. Why is he out there working on Puff album when you got the Hit Factory?
Bad Boy Records' former president has also debunked Diddy's claims that it was Biggie's idea to go to LA instead of going to London when it was actually Diddy.
And for Biggie to go to LA so soon, knowing that Tupac got killed 6 months earlier.
The award show season was up. We had to go out there to participate in that. We had records that were nominated. We were a budding, launching company that already launched and we were successful. We could not go, but Biggie did have an inconvenience. He had a car accident. I think it was in Brooklyn, maybe downtown Brooklyn. He had a broken femur at that time, and he was recovering from that. Big-sized person, could not really sit comfortably in a plane, not even first class, with a cast on. It was uncomfortable. He was talked into going to the LA portion of the trip so that he could be out there ahead of time. He was out in LA so there wouldn't be a big rush and bustle to get him there. So I think he was out there for a good week and a half ahead of time leading into the event. So being out there, we came to follow up and to have that night. And then he was supposed to, as per Arista marketing department, Arista, one of the best labels and distribution companies that you can have to back you, the legendary Clive Davis, who backed so many artists, believed in Bad Boy so much, he put together a marketing campaign that was never seen before that campaign and still wasn't seen, but it was put together so that Biggie could receive an international press junket.
Now, Candace Owens has spoken about the situation with Diddy, and she isn't afraid to lay it all out. From being linked to Biggie's death to all the abuse that he put Cassie through, it looks like Diddy's glory days are finally over.
Oh my gosh, where do we begin? All right, well, he's changed his name many times over the years. You might know him as Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Puff, P. Diddy, or just Diddy, the D, the I, the D, the D, the Y. Okay, well, there have always been rumors, and quite frankly, I always thought that they were conspiracies because they sounded crazy. First and foremost, rumors that he was gay. Also rumors that he was behind the killing of his quote-unquote best friend, the notorious B.I.G., and also that he had something to do with the killing of Tupac. Well, last year, things got interesting because Combs' ex, her name was Cassandra, she went by Cassie, and she filed a federal lawsuit against him in New York alleging years of assaults. Now, again, they dated for like more than 10 years, so she obviously was very close to him and knew his lifestyle. Her lawsuit contained graphic allegations that he raped her in 2018, that he physically abused her, that he intimidated her, that he made her have sex with male escorts while he watched. The lawsuit also alleged that he blew up another artist's car, his name was Kid Cudi, in order to stop him from seeing Cassie romantically when him and Cassie split up. I mean, again, all of this sounds insane if it's true. Well, Kid Cudi thought the accusations were true. He said, yes, that is factually what happened. But of course, Diddy denied those allegations. And he instead came out and said that Cassie was simply trying to blackmail him for $30 million.
Owens then breaks down Lil Rod's lawsuit against Diddy, talking about how legitimate his claims are, including the ones about homosexuality being a huge part of Diddy's lifestyle.
Very quickly settled with her for an undisclosed amount. And then even more women started coming out saying they were victims of Diddy, and then it seemed like an avalanche, and he issued a very strong statement condemning them for essentially extortion attempts and trying to murky his name. So again, you don't know what's real, you don't know what's not, until this recent lawsuit, and this one's different, guys. A man named Rodney Jones has come forward to sue Diddy, and this is not your average lawsuit. I will say right now, many lawsuits are in fact frivolous. I have fought and won frivolous lawsuits. This person, however, his name is Rodney Jones. He lived, traveled, and he worked with Diddy as a producer, and he is alleging that he has hours upon hours of recorded footage and pictorial evidence, which has been included in this document, to support his claims. And I have to say, these claims seem very credible. Now, to be clear, Rodney, also goes by Lil Rod, is suing Diddy and others, we're gonna get to who those others are, for $30 million, claiming that he was subjected to sexual misconduct for the duration of the production process of an album. It is a 70-page lawsuit that has been filed in the Southern District of New York. And he is claiming that while working on the album and living with Combs in New York, California, Florida, other locations, that Diddy repeatedly groped him, touching his, I'm sorry to say this, guys, his anus and his crotch without consent, and attempting to groom him into accepting a homosexual relationship by showing him explicit videos of others in Hollywood. Yes, they have named other artists, claiming that homosexuality was a normal practice in the music industry. He's also claiming that Diddy would walk around the house naked and force him to watch him shower, and is alleging that he went forward and told Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Karam, about this. And Christina came back to him and said, well, you know, Sean will just be Sean.
After the surveillance footage of Diddy and Cassie was leaked, Owens quickly took to social media to share her opinions on the whole thing. And she's on Kanye's side here. Now, she thinks Diddy's an FBI informant. Later on, she also claimed that the feds raided Diddy's house to hide the evidence instead of finding it. Why? Because the raid was just a cover-up. In fact, even a lot of people who don't agree with Owens' opinions are coming out and admitting that her take on the Diddy situation definitely makes a lot of sense.
I may not agree with a lot of things Candace Owens says, but the tweet she made about Diddy, I can agree with. The feds are currently raiding Diddy's house. They already knew what he was up to, but he is going to be the fall guy so that they can protect the people at the top of the ring. They are raiding his home to hide evidence, not to find it. That's how this works. And it seems like most people agree as well. Someone commented, just like they lost the Epstein hard drive when they raided his house, all signs point to this being the way to get mega success in politics, acting, and music. They didn't want Diddy to let the cat out of the bag by showing evidence, so now the feds have the evidence and will be putting it away in a box someplace. Just how they seized and took all the evidence at Epstein's home, hiding evidence is what they do best. Only reason they are raiding it now is to protect their elitist buddies who are involved. And I have been seeing this comment a lot. Cat Williams was right when he said 2024 was the year of revealing. It's just getting started.
It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
And that's not just that. After Diddy's fake apology video, Owens has got a lot more to say.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it, I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Now she thinks that Diddy owes apologies to a lot of people whose lives and careers he's ruined over the years. That list includes Kid Cudi, whose car Diddy blew up, along with the victims of the 1999 club shooting that he blames Shine for. Owens also called Diddy out for his alleged sex trafficking ring, challenging him to name all of his accomplices and come clean about all his dirty crimes once and for all.
I grew up listening to Jay-Z. I would say Jay-Z and Kanye probably had the biggest influence on me, and there's a lot in Jay-Z's music that I'm so grateful for because he made it clear on how to move in a business room, I would say.
Yeah.
So many of his lyrics talking about, this is how I think about it when they want me to do their shows. Like, how are they benefiting off of me, my brand? He's thinking like a boss. But then he gets up on stage and him and his wife tell people to vote for Hillary Clinton. I know Jay-Z is smart enough to know that's wrong. I know he's smart enough to know that's wrong because I listened to the DNA of his music. So if you got out, why don't you tell other people how to get out? And that's when I lost respect for Jay-Z, and it is what made me gain more respect for Kanye because he is willing to say stuff that makes him unfavorable in Hollywood, where I think Jay-Z really cares about what Hollywood thinks about him. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Jay-Z, unbelievably talented, can't deny it. Beyonce, unbelievably talented, can't deny it. Kanye West, I would say a genius, can't deny it. Unfortunately, you stood on someone who is very up and down with what he says.
And not just Diddy, though. Owens has also talked about his good friend Jay-Z and how she's lost all respect for him because of his political views after he was influenced by the rest of Hollywood.